Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First, I want to introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Nuruddin Al-Hafaf. I am from Pasuruan. And right now, I will answer a question. 6 question for UAS Filsafat Ilmu. Okay. First question is, kita mengenal ada beberapa teori kebenaran ilmiah, diantaranya adalah teori korespondensi, koherensi, pragmatis, dan religius. Jelaskan mengapa teori tersebut dengan memberikan contoh pada masing-masing teori. Okay. The answer of this question is, in philosophy of science, there are several theories of truth, namely korespondensi theory, coherence theory, pragmatic theory, and religious theory. First, in the correspondence theory of truth states that a statement is true if it corresponds to reality or facts in the real world. Example, the statement water boil at 100 degrees Celsius at sea level is true because it matches observable physical fact. And second, the coherence theory of truth says that a statement is true if it is consistent and coherent with other statements or a system of beliefs. Example, in mathematics, the statement 2 plus 2 is equals 4 is true because it is logically consistent with the entire mathematical system. Third, the pragmatic theory of truth defines truth based on practical usefulness. A statement is true if it works effectively in practice. Example, scientific theories used in medicine are considered true because they successfully cure disease and improve human health. Fourth, the religious theory of truth holds that truth comes from divine revelation and sacred texts. Example, in Islam, the belief that God is the creator of the universe is considered true because it is stated in the Quran. Okay, we go to answer second question. The question is, sebutkan beberapa sarana berpikir ilmiah yang Anda ketahui dan jelaskan masing-masing sarana itu. Mengapa penting dalam berpikir ilmiah dengan contoh-contohnya. Okay. The answer is, there are several important tools used in scientific thinking. First, logic. Logic helps scientists think systematically and avoid contradiction. Example, using deductive reasoning to draw conclusion from general principle. Second, observation. Observation allows scientists to gather data directly from phenomena. Example, observing plant growth under different light conditions. And third, experimentation. Experiment test hypothesis under controlled conditions. Example, testing a new drug in a laboratory to see its effect. And fourth, measurement. Measurement ensures accuracy and objectivity. Example, measuring temperature using a thermometer instead of estimation. These tools are important because they ensure scientific knowledge is rational, objective, and reliable. Okay. And third question is, jelaskan perbedaan antara paradigma rasionalisme dan empirisisme dalam melihat bagaimana ilmu pengetahuan diperoleh. Berikan contoh pada kedua paradigma tersebut. Okay. The answer is rationalism and empiricism are two paradigms that explain how knowledge is obtained. Rationalism emphasizes reason and intellect as the main source of knowledge. Knowledge can be gained through logical thinking without relying heavily on sensory experience. Example, mathematical truths such as geometry are known through reasoning, and, and empiricism, on the other hand, emphasize experience and sensory observation as the source of knowledge. Sample, scientific knowledge in physics or biology is obtained through experiment and observation. In short, rationalism focuses on the mind while empiricism focuses on experience. Rationalism focuses on the mind and empiricism focuses on experience. Okay, we go to the fourth question. The question is, dalam filsafat ilmu, kita mengenal 3 hal penting, yaitu ontologi, epistemologi, dan aksiologi. Jelaskan ketiga istilah tersebut dengan contohnya. Okay. The answer is, in philosophy of science, there are 3 fundamental concepts: ontology, epistemology, and aksiologi. Nah, what is ontology? Ontology is the study of what exists or the nature of reality. Example, discussing whether atoms or energy truly exist as objects of science. Okay. And second, epistemology. What is epistemology? Epistemology is the study of how knowledge is obtained and validated. Example, examining whether scientific knowledge comes from experiment or reasoning. Okay, and the last concept, axiology is the study of values and ethics in science. Example, discussing ethical issues in genetic engineering. Okay, we go to the fifth question. The question is, jelaskan hierarki ilmu pengetahuan menurut filsafat ilmu dan berikan contohnya pada masing-masing tersebut. Okay. Hierarchy of knowledge and philosophy of science. The question. According to philosophy of science, knowledge has hierarchically. First, empirical knowledge, scientific knowledge, and philosophical knowledge, and last, religious knowledge. Empirical knowledge, which come from direct experience. Example, knowing fire is hot by touching it. Second, scientific knowledge, which is systematic and methodical. Example, physics laws derived from experiment. And philosophical knowledge, which reflect critically and deeply on reality. Example, philosophical discussion about the nature of truth. And last, religious knowledge, which come from divine revelation. Example, moral teaching from sacred scriptures. And the last question was, dalam Islam kita mengenal adanya konsep islamisasi ilmu dan integrasi agama dan sains. Apa maksud kedua istilah tersebut? Apa yang melatar belakanginya munculnya kedua konsep tersebut? Bagaimana bentuk-bentuk islamisasi ilmu dan integrasi agama dan sains tersebut dilaksanakan? Okay. Islamization of knowledge and integration of religion and science. Okay. Islamization of knowledge refers to the effort to reconstruct modern science based on Islamic values and worldview. Integration of religion and science means harmonizing scientific knowledge with religious teachings, so they support each other. This concept emerged because modern science was often developed without considering spiritual and moral values, leading to ethical problems. Form of implementation include integration Islamic values into education curricula, conduction scientific research guided by ethical and religious principles, viewing science as a tool to understand God's creation. In conclusion, Islamization and integration aim to create knowledge that is scientifically sound and spiritually meaningful. Okay, that's it for me. I Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.